Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, was the Clippers benching him the best decision that they've made yet? So that's the topic I want to get into today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro Premium community and Dreamerspro.com. Which is on its way that we're working on. Anyway, let me get into this video here. I think it's a pretty interesting topic. One of our viewers kind of made this point and made me think about, okay, let's possibly do a video today about it. So I'm gonna lay that out. Anyway, last season, Clippers had a lot of issues, right? Number of problems. Number one, poor coaching in key moments. We've done some videos time and time again about why, you know, the decision to go with Ty Lue over Doc Rivers is probably one of the best decisions the team has made. And if you have to take a handful of decisions, top 3 decisions, that was one of the most important ones, because Doc Rivers, although he's decorated as a coach for having a lot of wins in his coaching career and coaching a championship team, having a lot of relationships in the NBA, last season in the playoffs, he just wasn't good enough to make adjustments. So simple and plain. A lot of the decisions he was making at key moments last year, having Lou Williams and all these different things, I just really question. Last season, also, the Clippers had an issue. They had a problem with keeping leads. They would just blow a lot of their leads. They seem to be indifferent towards each other. Poor team chemistry. You could see that. Some of the players, including Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard could have done a better job galvanizing and being more a part of the team. He didn't do a good job as well. They were inconsistent. They would do well for some games and then do poorly, right? They would do well, they would do poorly. So, you know, they were not consistent last season, and also load management. Kawhi Leonard and these guys sitting out games inexplicably, right? But the biggest problem, one of the biggest problems, in my opinion, to this particular topic, was big egos. This team had a lot of players who had accomplished absolutely nothing that had massive egos. There were a lot of guys on that Clippers roster that thought way more of themselves than they actually were. They thought too highly of themselves. I know that may sound a bit brazen, but it's just the freaking reality. A lot of those guys were walking around like as if they had resumes like LeBron James when they hadn't accomplished a damn thing, especially in the playoffs, right? Montrezl Harrell felt like as if he had arrived. He felt like as if he had arrived and some people had to impress him. That was Montrezl Harrell's thing. Montrezl Harrell expected Kawhi Leonard and Paul George to come to LA and do things the way he did it. Basically, Montrezl Harrell is a role player. He wanted Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to act like him. Why were they getting preferential treatment? Why were they getting this? Why were they getting that? Delusional stuff, right? Delusional stuff, right? It's like you work in a company and you have the key people, let's say the board members or, you know, top level managers, and you have a guy that's maybe a junior manager or whatever it is, trying to understand why the CEO and these big wigs get to come in at 10 a.m. in the morning, 11 a.m. in the morning. What? We're here at 8:30. What? How come they get to come in at 10 o'clock? These type of fools, right? You have a lot of people out there in the world like that, right? Who expected, oh, it should be the same for everybody. No, it shouldn't. Because some people perform more complicated tasks than you do. Period. End of story. There's some people that their jobs carry more weight because of what's expected of them than you do. So why do you expect that? Why are you looking at what the CEO is doing? Are you the CEO? No. So why are you looking at him? Why is this guy earning this much, and I'm not earning as much? But do you do that job? No. So why are you looking at how much he earns? Why are you pocket watching for? That's what these guys are doing. The Montrezl Harrells of the world. PG, he thought that he was just as good as Kawhi Leonard. That was another problem. Paul George thought that he was on the level of Kawhi Leonard, and he wasn't. But he believed that. Shaq even alluded to this in one of his, on TNT, the TNT show, I think it's Inside the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. He said they need to get Paul George up out of there because he thinks he's just as good as Kawhi Leonard. That's what Shaq said, right? Which was a problem. Then you had Lou Williams, who thought that it was his team. Lou Williams thought it was his team because he was empowered by Doc Rivers. He had won all of these 6 Man of the Year awards, and he thought it was his team, especially in fourth quarters, which I despised. I've been saying it for the longest time. I don't trust Lou Williams. I said before, I don't trust Lou Williams. I don't trust the guy, right? So that's what he thought, right? And the Clippers now are playing well in spite of Lou Williams. That's the irony in all of it. This last season, Lou Williams was averaging 18 points per game, right? Shooting 42% from the field, 35% from the three. I don't need to go into his numbers too deeply. 5.6 assists and whatever. This season, he's averaging 8.8 points per game, shooting 39.5, let's say 40% from the field, 35% from the three, shooting 83% from the free throw line, getting you 1.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists, right? But here's the most important part. Last season, he was averaging 29 minutes a game. This season, he's averaging 19. Thank God. We thank God. We thank God. We thank God that that Tyronn Lue is reducing the minutes of this guy. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. People can feel the way that they want to feel. Number one, Lou Williams is a defensive liability on the court. All he does is play offense. He has no defense. Number one, that's already the first problem having him on the court. The second problem with having Lou Williams on the floor at any stretch of the game is that he is turnover prone in key moments. To put it into context, the moment he came into last night's game, he turned the ball over. As soon as he checked into the game, he turned the ball over. I don't know why the guys on that team are trying to coax him and baby him. Come on, let's get Lou into the game. We need Lou. You don't need Lou. The Clippers don't need Lou. Clippers are doing just fine without Lou. Look at their record. Look at his minutes. Look at the number, and look how much better they're playing. Thirdly, I'm not going to get over the fact of what Lou Williams did in that Orlando bubble. Number one, he didn't play well. He underperformed. Let me see if I can pull up his productivity here last year in the postseason. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yes. Last year in the postseason, think about it. Year prior, he averaged 21.7. Last year, he averaged 12.8 points per game in the postseason. He shot 42% from the field, 23.5% from three. That's Lou Williams. 81% from the free throw line, and was getting you like almost 2 turnovers a game, no blocks, no steals. That was Lou Will, right? The 6th man of the year, him and the buddy, him and Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell also was a disappearing. That's why I'm so happy the Clippers he's no longer a Clipper. Because these are the guys that were holding that team back. Another point, when that story came out that Lou Williams went to, was it Atlantic City or I don't know, man. I really don't care where these dudes go, to be honest. I really don't care. Beyond basketball, I don't care what these guys do in their personal life, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, apparently he went to attend a funeral of his friend, a family member of his friend. Then he was spotted out in a nightclub and the video came out, right? And he was ridiculed all over the media, and Shannon Sharp appropriately named him Lemon Pepper Lou, right? How can you, at that level, let me look at Lou Williams' age. Lou Williams is 34 years old. I'm 33. Guys, let me tell you, at this age, you ought to be more mature. You are what they call a professional. You ought to be more mature. There cannot be stories like that about you, especially when you have younger guys on the team. That is a bad example to set. Imagine, as a veteran that's been in the NBA for how many years? He must have been in a professional for 15 years of experience. And this is the type of thing that you have coming out about you? I mean, when I heard that, I said, this is one of the problems that the Clippers have. They have too many unserious guys on their team. Lou Williams is not serious. For you to be at that age and you've been playing in the league for that long, this is the type of story that comes out that you want to go to what is it, Magic City or whatever. Are you high? What is it about? I mean, first of all, you're too old for that. Number one, you're soon be pushing 40. What are you doing? Running around in clubs and all of that. You're supposed to be more serious than that. Your team, the NBA, at that point was trying to adopt a COVID protocol. They're in a bubble. They're the only league at the time, think of sports league, that was kind of making it work. And then you have Lou Williams on a team that's supposed to go out there and try to compete for a championship. And you have a guy out there doing something like that. I mean, what kind of madness is that? That alone was enough for me, right? That alone was enough for me. And then finally, you can see by the benefit of not having him on the court and instead allocating that minutes to Nicholas Batum, and the Marcus Morrises of the world, you see how much better. Do you see the difference between a Nicholas Batum and a Lou Williams? Do you see the difference? So for me, I think I would if they reduced his minutes all the way down to 0.8 per game, I think the Clippers would be heading in the. They don't need to be playing Lou Williams, to be quite honest with you. They have enough offense. As you can clearly see, they're one of the top offensive teams in the NBA, minus the poor shooting that they had last night, but that was from everybody, right? Everyone shot poorly last night with the exception of Kawhi Leonard, right? Reduce his minutes. Stop playing this guy so much. Don't even let him touch the floor in the fourth quarter. Last night when I saw him in the game, I missed the beginning of the third quarter, and I didn't see Patrick Beverley. I was like, why is Lou Williams on the floor? That's really what went through. I'm like, why is this guy on the floor? Then I found out that Patrick Beverley had a so I was like, oh my God, damn man, now this guy got to come on the floor. And then the minute he checks in the game, turnover, I say, yep, there he goes. No defense, nothing whatsoever. And guys, they're out high-fiving this guy. That guy needs to get up. They need to get him up out of there. He's the last one with the Montrezl Harrells. These guys need to go, man. So for me, I think it's a good thing that this guy's not getting a lot of minutes because trust me, apart from his offense, there are other guys that can provide offense on the floor. He provides no defense. Secondly, he doesn't seem like a very mature guy. I don't care if Lou Williams sees this video, right? He's only 1 year older than me. I don't care if he sees this video. There's no excuse at that age, at that level, to be having that type of story come out. I mean, for what? Just to say you want to go to a club? I almost curse. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what are your thoughts on this video about the Clippers reducing his minutes, and do you think it's a good decision for him for them to bench this guy? Once again, this is Charles. I don't want to go too far. Once again, this is Charles from Dreamers Pro. Wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to check out the next video we have coming up. Catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.